I did it again. I was about to fall asleep last night, and I thought about my heart exploding, and then I couldn't. I just couldn't do it. So
you couldn't sleep, or you couldn't explode your own heart?
No. I was trying so hard to make it explode, and it just wouldn't. It just stay. Actually, that's what I had to do in order to calm myself down. Because sorry if you're falling asleep right now and I just made you spiral, but like I'll help you. I'll get you in the same place I was, which was like I have to get to a point where I'm like, no, I have to find my toxic confidence again, and then will it to happen, and then it won't happen, and I'm like, I'm good, and then I fell asleep. So but y'all ever do that? Jack always talks about that meme. It's that guy with the butterfly, and he's like, is this yeah, but it just says, is this it? And it's just me having heart palpitations. But like I don't even have heart palpitations when I'm trying to fall asleep. I'm just trying to fall asleep, and I think, man, I can just hear my heart rate.
Yeah.
Oh God! And then I'm fine. I'm always fine.
I used to have that problem, and now I wear this, and it tells me what my heart rate is. I'm like, well, if I was actually having a heart problem right now, it would tell me.
What is that?
It's an Oura ring.
I know what it is. I just want you to say it.
It tracks your heart rate and your body temperature.
It's cool.
Yeah. It's like an Apple Watch, but I don't like wearing a watch. It feels bad on my skin, but I like wearing rings. So
easy. Yeah. I got in the habit of wearing this, and
you have a really bad tan.
Oh yeah. I mean,
not a bad tan, a bad tan line.
Check this out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
wear this bitch every day. Yeah. And I'm not like an Apple fanboy, but I got this Apple Watch like in 2020 or like 2019, and I rarely ever wore it. I was just like, oh, this would be fun to have because I had a bunch of money and I was just being stupid with it. But then I found it again like around the time right after Marcy was born, because I found out that it does a lot of really cool things, like it tracks your heart rate, but it also can detect if you fall, and then it'll call the ambulance like if you fall and you don't respond. It will also let you know if you it's not perfect at detecting like arrhythmia or anything like that, but it can find what is that called? Like if the pattern in your heart rate is not good, whatever that is. And I was like, that's kind of cool and kind of alleviates some anxiety. Yeah. And then I found out it does like a bunch of other things. I'm like, it's kind of nice. Yeah. I rarely use it to check the time. I actually use it more to check the weather outside, because I have it on like the top corner, which is the temperature outside. So more often I'm like, it's 97, and that's kind of nice. And it also tracks my steps. Yeah. It also started doing this new thing where it goes, tell us how you feel. I don't know what this is, but I don't know if I accidentally like started doing it on my watch, but it goes, let's take a moment. Tell me how you're feeling in this moment. And I have a little slider, and it's like bad or good. And I'm just like, I don't know. And then it's like, what is making you feel this way? And I'm like, am I getting therapy from my watch? What is this? Yeah. So I don't know. It's cool though.
I always joke about, because we play that Pikmin game, and at the end of the day, it'll go, hey, how was your day? And then it'll take a picture. So I always call it my Pikmin therapist. At the end of the day, I'm always like, oh, it's 9 o'clock. Okay, Pikmin. And I tell it how I felt and what happened. And then it gives me a moment to like go, oh, today was kind of
the white Pikmin is like, you doing all right?
Oh, he's so sweet.
Yeah. I've been hearing a lot. I've been seeing the apps that you've been on the most of the week, this week.
I've seen you doom scrolling.
A lot of time on Twitter. That's a lot of doom scrolling. You doing okay? And you're like, what the fuck? It's like Metal Gear Solid when what is that dude? I can only remember the Egoraptor video about it. Oh, you like to play Castlevania, don't you? Yeah. It's like that. But it's Pikmin.
Is his name Deep Throat?
No, it's not Deep Throat.
Is it?
It's I keep thinking Capybara. It's not Capybara. It's Skrillex. No.
Skrillex?
It's
maybe fucking
spider legs.
Maybe fucking Raptors destroyed me.
No, it's not Long Legs. That's a movie though that you want to go see.
I do.
That was good.
I want to go. There's a bunch of movies I want to go see right now. I was a little adverse against Deadpool and Wolverine. I was like, whatever. But no, it looks kind of fun. Maybe I'll go see it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm not going to go see though?
Psycho Mantis.
Yeah. You like to play Castlevania, don't you? Sorry, it's just funny. I thought that was so cool in that game that you had to like it would read your memory card, and then you had to put the controller in the second spot. Yeah. Like, damn, Kojima. You know what movie I'm not going to go see, but I really want to see, but I'm not going to see it, is the new Captain America movie, because goddamn Captain Israel is in it or something, and ridiculous. But well, whatever. I'll pirate it when it comes out or something.
There you go.
I'll still watch it. I'm just not gonna pay for it.
That's good. That's good.
You're gonna burn it onto a CD.
Damn straight.
Yeah, dude. I'll burn on a CD.
Hell yeah.
Like your dad would do.
Yeah. Return back to physical media.
Mm-hmm. I've been wanting to return back to physical media. I've been buying games not on the thing and like getting the actual disc. I love it. I love it. I love holding it.
Yeah.
I love going.
Do you know what that means?
I want to play that game, and I go in and I have to go get it and then put it in.
Do you know what that means?
What?
You're a dad now.
Yeah. I
just like having things. Oh, sorry. I have a kid, so I care about the material space and the things that I have and own and like to care about. Yeah, I guess it makes sense. You know, now I'm taking care of something, I have responsibility. I'm just willy-nilly throughout the universe, just doing whatever. Just be like, fine, I'll download that game. Now I'm like, oh, I have a presence. I have a purpose here in the world. The things I surround myself with are important to who I am and to my family. I guess I want to create a space like that.
You want to leave something behind.
Maybe I care a little bit about being a kid, and my mom would pull out the VCR of Beauty and the Beast and crack that open, and it would smell like 100 dead tiny souls of singular cell organisms, and I'd be like, tale as old as time.
Did you guys have
like the sound of putting it in and hearing the rewind in the whole movie.
Yeah. Did you guys have the strawberry shortcake VHS that smelled like strawberries?
No.
I think about it like all the time.
Wow. I bet that's dummy expensive online.
Probably.
Yeah.
I miss it though.
I did.
Make sure you save that rant for your watch later tonight.
Oh yeah.
How are you feeling? I'm like honestly feeling kind of melancholic.
Yeah.
What are you laughing
I
at?
have something that I want to say about that, but I don't want it to be on the podcast because it's a kind of a bummer.
Is it about me?
No, it's about myself.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
I was gonna say if it's about me, it's okay.
No, it's all good.
That's all right. You're good.
Okay.
You're good.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's
How are you
okay.
feeling?
It's
It's okay. That's what
It's
Marcy
okay.
says when she's scared
okay.
of something. She goes,
Yeah.
"It's okay. It's okay. It's
Yeah.
okay." She's scared of mechanical objects like the Alexa and a Roomba.
Yeah.
Bitch.
Yeah.
Oh, we gotta talk about that.
Okay, so my mom came over at the end of last Zelda. Like literally, we were like that episode that just went up 2 weeks ago, not this week, but the one where you were. This doesn't matter. There was a Zelda episode we ended. My mom walked in and we were like, "Hey, Marcy, what's going on?" You know, I dabbed my kid up. I'm like, what's going on? She's like, "I'm doing good, Dad. What's up? I'm gonna go eat some applesauce." Mm-hmm. And then my mom's like, "Hey, I don't know what she was saying, but it sounded like she said bitch." And I was like, "What?" And you were like, "That was you." And I was like, "Oh no." And Pepper and Mia were you both looked at me like, "Oh," and I was like, "It wasn't me. I don't know." And my mom sent us a video of it, and she's like sitting there, and she's like, "Bitch." And then my mom's like, "What was that? What was that? Ditch." And it kind of sounds like she goes, "Fucking bitch." And we were like, "Oh my, we don't really curse around her that much. I mean, we try to be careful about it."
Yeah.
I mean, I stub my toe. There's the occasional shit that comes out, but she's never really repeating us and like that. So I don't know. We were like, dang. And then the next day we heard her say it again, and we were like, oh, she just said it. And we were like, what are you saying? And we found out she was saying Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah.
Because her favorite movie right now is Lilo and Stitch, and that was pretty funny. Yeah.
It was.
Yeah, I think we talked about her favorite movie being Lilo and Stitch. So.
Yeah, it was relieving. I was like, oh, you're not.
It was like, oh, thank God, she's not saying fucking bitch. She's saying Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah.
But now she's been running around saying.
No, it was just funny because your mom had said, I told her they were in the pool. I told her she needed to come inside. And then she said what sounded like, you fucking bitch. And we were like, oh no, you can't be saying that. Funny. Especially not to your grandma.
Yeah, no, bad.
She was like, oh, we'll go inside. I want to watch Lilo and Stitch.
But there was a part of me that was like, that's mad funny. That she was like, she's like, let's go inside. And she's like, you fucking bitch. Damn.
Fuck you, grandma.
Yeah. God damn it. Today she came down the stairs and she was like, ditcha. And we're like, it's Lilo and Stitch. She was like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But whenever she wants to watch something on the TV, which is often, but we try to limit her screen time, especially after I watched that TikTok last night of this guy being like, hey, Gen Z, we're all going to agree to not make, we're not going to have iPad kids, right? And I was like, yes. Marcy will never, ever touch an iPad. She won't have a device. It's not going to happen. But she does like to watch movies, and that's all right. Sorry, I went on a tangent. I apologize. But where was I going with that? Lilo and Stitch?
Sometimes she watches Lilo and Stitch.
Oh, yeah. but she'll call the TV Bluey.
Yeah.
Yeah, she goes Bluey, but she does not want Bluey.
No.
She wants to watch Lilo and Stitch.
She wants to watch Lilo and Stitch.
But she's learning how to
and
ask what she
only
wants
Lilo
for,
and
yeah.
Stitch.
Yeah. We
It's a good movie though.
we hung out with Maddie.
It's funny.
It is funny.
Yeah.
I didn't know how funny that movie was.
Yeah.
I had never seen it really
Yeah.
until recently. And that movie's good.
Yeah.
I like the part when she's like, "We have to make you a model citizen."
Yeah.
And they pull up a real picture of Elvis.
Yeah.
That's so funny. And then he has his claim to fame on the beach for 5 seconds.
Yeah.
But then the rampant media just the paparazzi gets to him.
Yeah.
And he can't handle the pressure, so he just crashes out instantly, and the whole beach explodes like that. It's really funny.
Yeah.
It's a really funny movie.
Also, the lifeguard's a baddie.
Yeah. What is with that lifeguard in
I don't
that
know.
scene? Just
She's
damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The internet knows.
Yeah.
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 We hung out with Maddie and Sabin yesterday, and they're potty training Leland, and he went up to the counter, and we're not going to talk about that, but we were eating dinner, and he was sitting there, and he was just chilling, and we were talking, and then he stops and he goes, I go pee pee on the potty, and I was like, cool, and then he just didn't say anything else after that.
Yeah.
And he was like, just to let you guys know.
Yeah.
I go pee pee on the potty. And I was like, that's awesome, dude.
Part of the conversation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was. And I was like, hell yeah, little man.
Yeah.
Love that.
He's like, we can relate to something now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also pee in the pot. And that mono white legendary 2 for 2 is just awful. You're
Yeah.
like, all right, fuck him. It's a good card. You know, it's a good card. Always
Come on,
fucking
Leland.
knocking the rabbits, dude. Bro's good.
He just starts going crazy. Like, he knows so much about magic.
Yeah.
That'd be nuts.
I'm sure someday he will. His dad loves magic.
His mom and dad love magic. Yeah. What have you been doing?
RuneScape.
Are you still playing RuneScape, or are you
Yeah.
doing something?
No,
like
man, that's
All right, that's
all
good.
I do
You were
now.
playing it. Were you playing it earlier?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
he had something open and it said that you were. I think it was
Yeah.
Discord.
Yeah, I am grinding away during. They introduced this crazy new mode. It's called like Dead Man. Essentially, anywhere in the world, someone can just fucking come up and stab you in the fucking back, and it's a lot of fun.
What?
And it's a small little game type, so you get a whole new character and you start from scratch, and then essentially the whole game's against a cookie clicker, right? So the whole game's like, hey, if you chop down one tree, you'll get 10 XP. But in this one's like, we'll give you 1,000 XP for chopping down a tree. So like everything's just ramped real hard, so people are running around sniping each other. It's fucking
I love that so much.
But I'm trying to get this. I showed Bethany a picture and she giggled once, and I'm like, now I have to get this fucking ornament for no reason.
Yeah.
She laughed at it. So I'm going and doing a bunch of bullshit
Hell yeah.
while trying not to get killed. That's what
Love
I'm doing.
that.
That's fun.
I think I got Spencer into the boys. We watched the first 3 episodes, and dare I say you enjoyed it.
Yeah, they were pretty good.
Let's go, gamers.
There was some pretty nasty part
Oh yeah,
in one of the episodes.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. The
Yeah.
bit with Popclaw.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Popclaw.
insane. Yeah, that part's crazy. But
Good for her though.
yeah, really though.
Yeah.
Do you want to do some questions?
I'd love some questions.
Okay, cool. Gen
Yeah.
Con's going on right now, I think, and everybody keeps asking me if I'm there, and I'm not.
Did they do Gen Con early this
Oh,
year?
maybe it was last weekend, or is it this weekend?
Normally it's like during my birthday.
Oh, which is next weekend. 2 weekends.
2 weekends, yeah.
I think they did it early because
Maybe they did.
I keep seeing people at it.
I'm pretty sure. Wasn't San Diego Comic Con like the last
Maybe
week?
it's that.
Yeah, some crazy shit. All I know is I saw a bunch of Marvel stuff. I don't
Yeah.
really give a shit about.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
that's the tweet I did.
And I
Is
think
I posed like
I
this,
think Critical Role was there.
and I
What
said
was that?
it's me going like this,
Like
and it says
Robert
Downey Jr. literally
Oh.
copied me. I did this a few days ago, and he's a big fan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I see.
So yeah, Rashawn Robinson asked and didn't use the hashtag Rashawn. Come on.
Don't.
I'm on the VOD squad
Oh.
and I'm currently watching the last Eberron episode. Can you give me a good reason why giving the gang and the goons ODM gear isn't a good idea? I'm over here drawing a blank. It would be cool and thematic with the setting. I gotta be honest, Rashawn, I agree. If we just keep making jokes about it, Jack will eventually put it in the
Yeah.
game because
I
he'll think
think-
it's cool.
I think none of us would be good at using it.
No. I think Severin would be.
Yeah, but Grace hates the idea, so she wouldn't use it.
Yo, we'll get her on it.
I don't
think Grace
think
hates
it,
the idea because Jacob loves the idea.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay, I'll start hating it.
We have to put him away for a little bit.
Okay.
We have to put him in different sides of the door, and they have to smell each other through the bottom.
Yeah.
But we'll give Grace the ODM gear first, and then she'll be like, "Fuck."
Yeah.
That's how you get you literally just described exactly how you get like two ADHD people to agree on something they both don't want to agree on. It's literally like you have to make the other person not care about it as much, and it's like, now it's my thing that I think is cool. No, it's sick. It's not gonna happen in Descent. That would be a little too on the nose.
Right.
It would be a little.
I don't know if the buildings are tall enough,
They're not.
but the fucking City of Towers.
Boom. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really want Aram to be swooping in like, and he lands and he's like, Storm Tower, we get Dask, down the well, White Bronco, and he flies off.
Oh my god. I think Aram's dead.
No, he's not.
I
Do you know who is dead?
fucking Roy.
Roy's the corpse.
I don't know. I don't think Roy's dead.
You don't think so?
No.
All right. Well.
Let's just say there's a lot of good things. There's a lot of good reasons why I'm not in all the games, and that's a good time.
Yeah.
And it's probably safer that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. It's a crazy time in that game right now.
Yeah.
It's gonna be wild, but.
Jack had a little sit down with me and Mia about it a couple weeks ago before it
really?
all popped off. Some crazy shit he has planned.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
ODM gear.
Yeah, for sure.
Next week.
Look,
Yeah.
I would be okay with Azeraphis having ODM gear, but he won't need it because in a few levels he's gonna have wings.
Yeah. Oh,
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
here's
So
the
it's the same thing. Then we just give Severin that so he can keep up.
Yeah.
Boom.
Here's the thing.
Keep up, Severin.
Next Eberron is on my birthday. Do you think he'll kill my character's boyfriend on my birthday?
No, he wouldn't
No.
do that. That's homophobic.
Then I think maybe Aram will live and Roy will die
That's it. That's
Well,
the two. That's the two.
for my birthday.
Guys, we'll
Yeah, for your
cancel.
birthday.
Let's all agree to cancel Jack if he kills her.
I can't believe you've done this.
Francois Anderson asked, which Olympic sport do you think you have the best shot at getting a gold in?
None. Zero.
The
Yeah.
best
Sometimes
shot.
involves me standing,
Yeah.
but
I-
not jumping.
I will. My TikTok, every third TikTok is the opening ceremony. That
no.
lady with the head.
That's
she's
the
like,
that's
"Oh,
the
Mine's-
that's probably one of the hardest things of that like 4 hour
That's
like
cool.
opening ceremony. But
Yeah.
it's not there's more shit that's even crazier than that.
Yeah.
Really?
It's nuts. That's probably the like craziest part because I don't know if you've seen like the whole
I saw,
clip of
I
that.
saw one other part. I saw the Assassin's Creed part.
So yeah, that's everywhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
everywhere.
insane. But then somebody explained kind of why, and I was like, "Oh, that's kind of cool."
Yeah.
And it was, I guess, because I don't know if this is true at all, but I heard it sounds like a reasonable explanation. And apparently, one of the main reasons they were able to rebuild the Notre Dame was not Notre Dame, the cathedral. There was a building that burned
Yeah,
down.
that sounds
Was it
right.
Notre Dame?
Yeah.
I think
The
so.
Notre Dame burned down,
Yeah.
but Ubisoft had a ton of renders and scans of the inside of the building for one of the games. I think it was Unity.
That can't be true.
and
homage because
they
of that?
it expedited the rebuilding of the Notre
Wow.
Dame because of their 3D scans of the building.
Wow.
And so it was like a paying tribute to it.
Well, I mean, aren't they a French company?
I think they started.
I guess it makes sense. That seems crazy, but I mean,
It was Ubisoft started as a
not
French
a-
company,
it's
but
not
it
a
was
bad
Ubisoft Montreal that made Assassin's Creed.
French Canadian counts.
Yeah.
Boom, boom.
Yeah, it's a fucking Assassin's Creed.
I love the idea of making Assassin's Creed a part
yeah.
of French culture. I
Yeah.
think that's fun.
Why not?
The whole thing's
Yeah.
fucking crazy. That scene's nuts.
Yeah.
Because they go into Les Mis right into that.
Yo.
Which is the craziest fucking.
I gotta watch the whole thing.
It's nuts.
That's so
It's totally
cool.
worth it. The last like hour is nuts too. It's just crazy. The whole
Yeah.
fucking thing's really really cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably fucking air rifle shooting, just because it requires an immense amount of skill, but I don't have doesn't require anything of me
Moving.
moving.
Yeah.
Before Descend on last Saturday, you were watching the
yeah.
Olympics, and that guy's ass was out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The fucking German surfboarder.
Yeah,
Poor guy.
I didn't know surfing was an Olympic sport.
I think they.
Yeah.
I don't think they just added it. It's not as new as skateboarding, but it's relatively new. I think.
There's
Isn't
skateboarding too.
Isn't
Yeah.
Shit, I
all
gotta
of the
watch the Olympics.
surfing happening in Tahiti?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not even in France.
No,
Yeah.
but I think I don't realize this, but I think Tahiti is a French province.
Yeah.
So it's still like within their country.
Yeah.
I guess.
It's just they're not in France.
No, it's a whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard the sieve was not clean enough. there was like 9 forms of E. coli in the sieve.
Oh,
still.
you know what? I didn't
The
even
sin?
I didn't even think about that. But yeah, you're right that they aren't swimming. Well,
I think
no, I guess I honestly that's one of the few ones I haven't seen is the men's 4 like relay race in swimming.
but didn't they swim in it already?
The mayor did, but doesn't.
The
mean,
mayor did, yeah.
The mayor swam in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're right. To some degree, doesn't mean I can just look it up right now.
I saw that it got called off.
Honestly, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
One mayor that has something to prove versus the world's best athletes, we're probably like, you
Yeah.
fuck off with that.
Yeah, I'm not going in there.
Well, I'll find it right now.
All right.
I'll look up
I
that
would.
particular
I
event.
think out of everything, I don't know. I'm not an athlete at all. I don't know if you guys could tell, but I know it's kind of hard. But I'm not really an athlete. But I did do a lot of swim as a kid. I was on the swim team, so I'll hedge my bets there, as it's the only one I've actually done and practiced and did for years. So I will say
That thing about Ubisoft was true.
the thing that I said.
Yeah, they donated 500,000 pounds and gave their detailed 3D model
Wow.
of the cathedral available to architects, engineers,
See,
and
I
designers.
totally
That's
believe
cool.
that. I believe that, but do I believe that then the opening ceremony was based on that as well?
No.
Unfortunately.
Probably not.
But honestly, it definitely fucking looks like it, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think it matters.
It's straight up Assassin's
Yeah,
Creed.
yeah, yeah.
There's no way it isn't.
They're in a pool.
They're in
Yeah.
a pool.
They're
Yeah.
in a pool. I assume. I mean, there's still some other stuff. There's like canoeing and shit like that. I don't know if
Yeah.
it's called canoeing,
I
but
don't
there's
know
some
if-
other stuff that's like you're not in the water.
Right.
That's probably something.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
And it's cool they still got in. Like they still did the whole opening ceremony on the Seine.
yeah.
So that was cool. They did use it.
They
Men's
should-
breaststroke.
That's what you do?
That's my best shot.
yeah.
No.
I'm not winning anything,
Yeah.
but that's my. If I have to give my best shot,
Uh-huh.
that's it.
Yeah.
Probably the thing I'm most confident in. But I'm gonna get blown out of the water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like maybe skateboarding, but honestly,
That'd be cool.
I watched the first like bouts of that,
Mm-hmm.
and the oldest person I saw there was 16. So
Yeah.
we're like almost double their.
Isn't the youngest person at the Olympics right now
Easily
competing
like,
in skateboarding?
Yeah, he's like 14.
Yeah.
It was
Wow.
But they're a skateboarder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Oh my
and I
God.
think they placed first or second.
Yeah.
Like in worlds.
That's
in this year.
insane.
Fucking so skateboarding is its second time around.
Yeah.
In the sport in the Olympics, the first time was in Tokyo, and no shock to fucking anyone, Tokyo fucking slammed it and took like the whole podium. And this year they did. I think they have 3 people on the podium for it, but I think it was gold and silver went to Tokyo and bronze went to Brazil.
Oh.
So
Cool.
they did lose the fucking 3rd spot, but
Wow.
they own that fucking sport right now.
Damn, that's crazy.
Can you turn that off?
I didn't even know that was. Are you cold?
Yes, it's cold in there.
It's so. All right.
I think it's a. I don't think it. I know it is that, and they've said as much that they're adding certain sports to try and pull a younger demographic in.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people that just aren't interested. But they've said Tokyo had a lot of really good feedback from skateboarding, surfing, and some of the other things.
Should do like they should do get the young people in like edits.
Edit?
Thirst
Yeah.
trap edits, yeah. Olympic
See how fast that is?
competing with like edits.
I'm,
Yeah.
You
I'm
can make,
sure
like, the
it's out
hottest
there.
edit.
Well, that fucking surfer's already started.
Yeah. It's got his
Yeah.
ass out.
His ass was out.
Was it his whole ass?
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's for a second.
Did you
Like
not see
it
it?
goes to him,
No.
it's his
Oh, yeah.
butt, and then a wave goes over him and he's gone.
yeah.
So, it's like you see an ass and then the ocean takes
he's
it.
going into a wave.
Yeah.
And he stands up, and the suction pulls his pants down, and then
Yeah.
the wave overtakes him.
So it's like a second, and then
I'd go get back on that cruise ship and I'd never get off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
damn.
I wouldn't compete anymore.
Sure. Look, at least if you're surfing, you have a perfect physique.
That's
Guess
true.
that's
So you're
True.
like, shame?
Yeah,
No.
none.
Who
And I'm
cares?
sure it's happened to him before. I
Oh,
feel like,
yeah.
yeah.
They can't be the first. Of
No.
all the people there, that's probably not the first one.
Do you,
Yeah.
After everything that it takes to be like an Olympic athlete, do you really think they care? Do you really think
Probably
after
not.
everything you have to do to be like,
I bet.
hey,
he's-
your ass was on TV, you'd be like, I don't care.
I bet he's mad that he can't fucking. Well, he can't fuck. I bet he's mad that he's
Oh.
in Tahiti playing sports and his ass is
Well-
out, but no one's there to
He's
fucking
like, I
see
put
it.
my ass out there.
Yeah.
Look at it.
I think Japan's currently winning, right now.
With skateboarding or in general?
In general, they have 12 medals in total, of which
Whoa.
6 of them are golds.
Whoa.
France is next at 16 medals, but only 5 are gold. China, Australia, Korea. Korea's fucking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Korea's takes every like marksman sport by storm.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's crazy to see them do archery and fucking shooting.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
And America has 20 medals, but not surprising since we had the largest bout of players,
Yeah.
but only 3 of them were Olympics. And all of are golds, and of which are only in swimming. We're really good at swimming, but that's about it.
So funny.
But we've not done the big ones. Like, we're going to get some crazy ones when we start doing track and field. We have some really good athletes there. So when we get to like relay and 100-meter and shot put and weightlifting, it's going to be fucking
I really
nuts.
wonder why that's a thing. Like, why is it that America is as good at swimming? That's just interesting
I
to
don't
me.
know.
I don't know why.
Maybe we have more access to coasts. We
Yeah.
have probably more land for pools.
We have the best water.
Probably terrible fucking public roads, so they don't do well with cycling. It probably makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
We like to swim and we like to run.
Everybody's
Yeah.
just big and got big muscles.
Yeah, I will say when we get into like weightlifting and the other ones, I imagine it'll be pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But
And just the gymnastics is just mesmerizing.
oh yeah, that
Oh
was
my
also
God,
yesterday
yes.
and today.
Yeah.
I think people did really, really well.
Yeah.
I still, like, I don't know why I was gonna say unironically. You can't even do it ironically. I love the when they did it in London, that song that they did in the opening ceremony. It's called "And I Will Kiss." I love that song.
Aw.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I remember listening to it after they did the Olympics, and then being like, the song slaps, and then listening to it a lot, and then like once a year I'll remember it and be like, I gotta like fully just put my headphones on and listen to this song. It's beautiful.
Yeah. There's a crazy rendition of some French song that Celine Dion does, which is by herself on like her own story. It's nuts that she's there. But that bitch is on the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
It's her, some random asshole on a piano on a stage built into the Eiffel Tower, and that's where she gives her the performance. And I'm like, that's the coolest thing anyone's ever fucking done.
Yeah.
The Olympics are kind of just like the coolest worldly thing that I think humans do.
Yeah.
It's so goddamn cool that it's like a moment where everybody can come together, unless you've been committing war aggression, and you get to
Israel's
and
there.
you just
Yeah.
fuck yeah. Well, okay, what's up with that? Did you see that clip of that guy?
Yeah,
he
getting
was
real
just
mad.
like talking, and that dude comes up here and he's like, hey, it's like bothering him, and he's like not saying anything political, and then he just starts
Guy
going,
blows up.
free Palestine. I was like, hell yeah, brother.
Yeah, they've had a lot of problems with that for some fucking reason. Like even people,
They call
Israel has like 120 plus athletes, and Palestine has 8.
Yeah.
And one of the sports that a Palestinian was in, they were like holding their country's flag up, and a bunch of Israelis came and ripped the flag away from it. And took it from it. And they're like, come on, man.
Yeah.
yeah, what the fuck?
Like, they're here. I mean, you're fucking lucky they aren't part of the refugee fucking camp.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Dickheads.
I saw a bunch of people booing when they threw up like the Israel flag or something. I saw that, and then I apparently they issued an apology because they accidentally announced South Korea as North Korea.
Oh, God.
I was like, Jesus Christ, people.
Bitches.
But anyways, the Olympics are cool.
They are.
The Olympics
Yeah,
are
they're
cool.
very cool.
I fucking love
A ton
it.
of fucking athletes are there. We have
Yeah.
the most, of course.
Yeah. 'cause
Followed
we-
by second, which I thought would be China. It wasn't. It was
Really?
France by like 20 people.
Whoa.
We had 594, and France had 571, which makes sense because they're fucking
Yeah.
home territory.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Anytime a French person's in like home territory, they'll always come back. Like the crowd's just packed. And they always kind of start kind of slow, and then like the crowd hypes them up, and they always come back from behind. It's very cool.
Look, there's no mob like a French mob.
Like a French mob?
right?
Yeah,
there's
it's
no
crazy.
mob like a French mob.
Yeah.
Francois Anderson just asked that question.
Yeah.
Colleen is seeing Dan and Phil ask, hey gang, I work in a place that makes peanut butter, and I'm curious, what's your guys' favorite brand / kind of peanut butter? Also, Jacob and Spencer, how do y'all get your cats? How did y'all get your cats? My roommate and I adopted 2 cats last week, Caleb and Delilah. Oh, that's cute. They look very sweet. One of them looks like Edward when he was a little baby.
I can't see that.
There you go.
Oh,
Yeah.
kitties.
Little black kitty and a little fluffy white kitty. We got our cats from we got Coffee Cake when she was living in Marshall's backyard. She was just a stray, and she really wanted to come into Marshall's house, and Spencer just could not ignore Coffee Cake and kept being sweet to her, and we kept seeing her every time we'd go over and play D&D. We got to a point where I think Colton and Spencer just like both made puppy dog eyes at me, and I was like, fine, we can take her home. And so we took her home, named her Coffee Cake, gave her a bath, and she was pregnant and had 2 baby kitties, and we named them Edward and Alphonse. So because we were into Full
We were
Metal
watching
at the
Full
time.
Metal. Yeah.
And then everybody made jokes like, is the mom alive? And we're like, yeah, actually she's fine. She's good. Yeah, just give me whatever. I'm sorry. You're ordering food live on the podcast.
I'm hungry.
This is like when we were recording the video the other day, last week, and you just pulled up like, I gotta look up that actor real quick.
Yeah.
And then I'm also, that's the president. That's
Quitting?
president quitting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
What kind of peanut butter do you like?
Well, now I need to order Taco Bell. So.
I like crunchy peanut butter.
Yeah. I like all. Honestly, it's
Crunchy peanut butter is also
terrible,
my
but
favorite.
I like the one that I like natural one that gets like kind of. It sounds kind of terrible. It's kind of grainy.
Yeah.
And there's like the oil you have to spin up.
Yeah.
You
I
have
don't
to
know.
you have to stir it. Yeah, it's good.
Something about that's one of my favorites. Does not spread worth a shit on anything.
No.
But I love it.
Yeah. There's this
you go.
brand. Do you want anything, Pepper? You hungry?
Sure, I could probably eat later,
Cannot.
maybe.
Is this our brand? Is this our bit that we do?
Yeah, I mean, look, we just crunch.
There's
It's a
this
very California
all
thing
right.
for us to
Hey,
order Taco
you know
Bell.
what?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why don't you guys get some Taco Bell?
There's this brand that is at Target. I don't know what the name of it is. We have it in our pantry, but it's like cinnamon snickerdoodle or something like that.
yeah.
Holy crap.
And
That's
it's
good.
I think it's almond butter, but it's very
almond butter's very
it's
good.
very
Almond butter's
good.
really good.
I like butter with honey in it a lot.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
So I have this little magical combination that is one of my favorite snacks.
Yeah.
Magical.
And it's not something I have a lot, but it's, I don't know. Well, I had it the other night and it was great. I really like to get like a red blend or a port, like a dessert wine.
Mm-hmm.
And I will have a big glass of wine and peanut butter on toast. Just like the Dave's whole wheat bread,
Yeah.
2 pieces, extra crunchy peanut butter, and a lot of peanut butter.
Yeah.
Like you spread it once and then I kind of get a little more and put some more on there. And then I like go back and forth. I drink the wine and I'm like, oh, and then I have some of the peanut butter and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
And that is just such a
There you
good
go.
snack.
Thank you.
I don't know why it's if I'm having like, ooh, I'm gonna have my little late night treat myself snack. That's what it is. It's like a port and some peanut butter toast, and it's fucking delightful.
Do you know who also really likes peanut butter toast?
Who?
Our daughter. She likes peanut butter.
She does like peanut butter. It's
good.
Yeah. It's good. It's protein.
I'm
That
glad
kid
there's
needs
not,
some protein.
glad there's not an allergy.
Me
That's-
too.
Yeah.
That sucked real bad.
That was
That'd
that
be
was
bad.
a scary thing to try to figure out, but
She's fine.
Of all the allergies, that's probably second worst, I think.
what's the
It's
word?
just everywhere.
Probably gluten.
Gluten.
Because it's a
Yeah.
giant pain in the ass to deal
Yeah.
with. Like, there's
Oh
a
my
lot of
God.
options now, but like everything has fucking gluten in it.
Yeah.
And it's just a permeated fucking issue. But
I'm
peanuts, you can avoid some. It sucks because there's so many good things about peanuts.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. Next is probably milk.
To the person who is listening to this being allergic to gluten and peanut butter, being like, Jacob, if I ate that, I'd die. Like, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's
That
like
sucks.
that sucks. Well, I think it's crazy to me that it's like, man, that's poison to somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wild, man.
Like Grace's dad or
Olivia.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What a fucking
Wild.
Those
Thank
are
God-
just gluten intolerance.
thank God we live now
Yeah.
because there's a lot of options now.
Yeah.
They're expensive, but there's options.
Yeah. It's something that happens in age too. There's so many
You
people
can
who
just
just
develop
like,
it, yeah.
turn
Yeah.
45 and are like, I can't have gluten
Yeah.
anymore. It's like, what? That's kind of my dad.
You
He's
get
not
old.
allergic to it. He's just like, it doesn't make him feel good. But he's
What,
not like
gluten?
gonna die if he eats it. He's just like, I just don't prefer it.
Yeah,
Like,
your dad
no
can
way.
have oats.
My daddy is just allergic to oats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awful.
yeah.
That's
And
why I'm
grass.
gluten maxing right now.
Gluten
Yeah,
maxing?
I'm having as much gluten as I can before I go
Yeah.
40.
Gluten maxing.
Just eating a shit ton of them.
Oh my
But
god.
we both have like slight lactose intolerance. You have it really bad.
Yeah.
I'm afraid Marcy is gonna have it pretty bad, just based on like how
Lactose
how
intolerance?
she does after like eating or drinking milk. She doesn't really drink a lot of milk anymore.
Yeah. No.
But
You know, she does like to drink is that protein milk.
protein milk. Yeah.
We have protein milk for her, and she freaking loves
Yeah.
it.
She gets
does-
fucking yoked and
Yeah.
throws
Yeah.
shits around, and then people are hiding. And
yeah.
Mhm.
She
both
just
have black eyes when I come over.
she just doesn't
Fucking
like to
hit
my
eat.
reps.
She doesn't like to eat meat very much. Like she
Yeah.
won't eat. Like she'll eat chicken sometimes. She'll eat
Bacon.
bacon. But other than that, she won't touch any other meat.
Honestly,
loves bacon.
That's better.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, just have peanuts and beans. That's good
Beans,
enough.
dude. She likes beans.
Yeah, you can have beans.
Ketchup.
She does like
Ketchup's
ketchup.
And barbecue
just
sauce.
other thoughts. I was like, ketchup doesn't have protein. in it.
No, it doesn't.
No, but she'd freaking
Good.
destroy a dollop of ketchup.
Yeah.
My man.
With a little dino nugget.
Yeah.
She's like,
Damn straight.
Shaki said, a smaller one today. What are your guys' top 5 favorite adventure/sourcebook campaign settings and why? Doesn't have to be D&D. Also, Pepper, you are loved and appreciated.
Oh, thank you. And fucking bazinga with you, my guy.
yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I like Icewind Dale and Curse of Strahd.
That's good. I like fucking Tomb of Annihilation.
Yeah, I have to
I like it
agree.
a lot. I like it probably the most. I think if it's me, I give it probably a 9 out of 10.
I agree.
But if I'm being like objective, it's probably about a 7 out of 10. Primarily, it loses 2 points because the entire dungeon at the end is terrible.
Yeah.
Suffers from trying to be its older brother, which is older brother's an abusive dick.
Yeah.
So it does live up, but it's just as mean and stupid.
That's a perfect review of Tomb of Annihilation. That's exactly what it is.
The book's phenomenal.
It's perfect. I really like Icewind Dale. Me personally, I love it. It docks points because it does the same thing with Descent into Avernus. I love both of those very, very much. It just does not commit as hard as I want it to.
Yeah.
I want it to commit so much harder to being horror, and I want Descent to commit so much harder to being like dark fantasy.
Yeah.
It wants to be the heavy metal of the
shit.
pre-written games. It wants to be cool, but it just doesn't go as hard as it wants to, and it decides to put a fucking weasel
Still goofy.
that teleports you into the Nine Hells, or an otter.
Yeah.
Sorry. So both of those are really good. I haven't really played a lot of modules that are outside of D&D or really run any. But Jack last night, because he stayed at our house, was telling me about this one from Pathfinder. It's called a path, adventure path, about the Rune Lords, and I heard about that, and it's very cool. What he was telling me about some of the lore that they established with it is that the Rune Lords are like these really ancient spellcasters, I think. I don't remember all of it, but I do remember the cool part that he told me where they assigned the 7 deadly sins to the 7 spellcasting types.
Oh, that's cool.
Enchantment is lust, transmutation is greed, evocation is wrath, illusion is pride, what are the other ones? Necromancy is not sloth. It's the eat one.
Oh,
gluttony.
Gluttony.
Yeah.
Thank you. What am I missing?
Sloth.
Sloth is what conjuration, because you're conjuring other creatures and you're not moving, you're teleporting. And then what's the last one?
Envy.
Envy is abjuration, because you're trying to stop other people's spells. Yeah.
That fits very well.
And I hope I got all of those right, because Jack and I were talking about it and he looked it up. So, and I was like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So never run it, but I think that's a neat idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, 5e adventures, they're some pretty good ones. Dragon Heist. Sorry. The one that I actually love the most is Dragon Heist.
It's probably the best one.
Love Dragon Heist.
So
probably the
blanket
most
of
well-rounded.
water.
Yeah, it's good. It's small. It's short. There's a lot you can do with it. It kind of it's really good for lots of players, new players, old players, new DMs, experienced DMs. It has the best villains they've ever made in a campaign before, and you can pick them or do all 4. It's pretty cool. I loved it so much it inspired me to write my own book, which was Questonomicon. That's why there's alternating villains in those books, because I love that Dragon Heist was like a really good, simple 1st to 5th level adventure. So I was like, let's do 1st to 3rd, and then you can choose your own kind of villain kind of thing. I love that shit.
Yeah.
So
Solid.
yeah, love it. Shuriken Sean asked, speaking of Doom, have you heard about Marvel Rivals? The trailer's crazy. It looks like Overwatch. Also, Critical Role actors are in it. No, what?
Wow.
I didn't hear about this at all.
I did hear it from the other way. That I guess that would explain why I've been seeing like Travis is in stuff.
Oh,
And they're
really?
all Marvel roles that aren't like Thor normally.
Well, yeah, Travis has been Thor for...
yeah.
Arguably, Travis is more Thor than
I
Chris
think
Hemsworth
he's
is.
Dr. I don't fucking know who I'm talking
See.
about. Dr. Doom?
Yeah.
Is that who that is? The one that Robert Downey Jr. is supposed to play?
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
Dr. Doom.
Yeah, I think he's that voice actor in that, I think.
Cool.
But I don't know for sure. But I
Yeah,
haven't heard anything
I
about
don't know. I don't know if you guys... I don't know who didn't hear about
Oh my
that
God.
and then watched this podcast, but
that. Yeah.
I guess RDJ is going to be Dr. Doom. And that's either going to be the worst thing ever
Yeah.
or like
Yeah.
the greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
So I don't really know how to feel. I definitely don't feel excited. I feel like, okay, all right. the immediate thought I had when I heard about that, which was Colton at the end of Descend fucking dropping it on me, I'm like, that just seems like they're desperate. It seems like they're like, God, we really need people. Let's get the Russos back. Let's get RDJ back, and let's do Doctor Doom. That's how it feels. It doesn't feel like.
I feel like I'd be more excited
Thanos.
Or it's like post 5 years ago, or pre 5 years ago. I think I'd be excited this was a different thing.
Yeah.
But Marvel's not had a really great. Not that they have bad movies. I think everyone's just really tired of seeing them.
Yeah.
And some of the stuff's not been great.
I just feel like they're not.
It's also really boring.
That's the thing. I just feel like they're not experimenting nearly as much as they used to. Like they used to just really just go hard with their concepts and ideas, and then I feel like they really got roped into multiverse, and they kind of didn't know where to go with it. And so they were just like, well, what if we just did multiverse stuff for a while? And it just felt really tired and kind of played out. And I don't know. I haven't watched really any of the movies, but I've seen stuff about them, and I'm like trying to find out why I'm not so terribly interested. And maybe it's just not interesting to me. I don't know.
Travis is Thor and Doctor Doom.
That's
cool. And Liam O'Brien is Doctor Strange.
That's cool.
And Yuri Lowenthal is Spider-Man, of course.
Of course he is.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it's like a Marvel Overwatch game?
I'm not super sure.
I don't know, that sounds cool.
Comes out next year.
That's pretty neat. It's pretty neat.
It's a Marvel Rivals is a superhero team-based PvP shooter.
That's
Overwatch.
It's Valorant. It's Overwatch.
That tracks.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Good
neat.
for them. I'm glad the stuff finding work.
Yeah. What do you...
I know the schedule's going to be really fucking crazy. That's some of the stuff they talk about a lot is how they wish they could do more things that they did before because Critical Role was just blown up so large.
Yeah.
They don't really have enough time to do like VO work, which they really love.
Yeah. Well, that's neat.
Yeah.
Bulb Consumer asked, if you watched the Olympics this year and caught the Gojira set, what were your thoughts on their performance?
It's crazy.
I don't know what that is.
That's the thing you were just talking about.
The
Gojira is the metal band that follows the Antoinette set.
Thank you. Got it. No, that was insane. The zoom, that like zoom out, and then like that dude has fire shooting next to him while he's playing the guitar. That was badass.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Pretty fucking wild. It's very cool. I like that everyone's really upset by it, and people are real bitchy about it.
Yeah, why are people upset about it?
I think because of Bible thumper idiots.
Yeah.
It's really...
I saw. Okay, what was Elon Musk even saying? He was
I
like,
don't
"This
know.
is against Christianity." What the fuck?
I think a lot of people are fucking. I think a lot of people are clasping their pearls because it's a metal band in that moment, and they're like, it's so. I just because it's such a bullshit thing. I almost don't want to like misquote anyone.
For sure.
Because I'd rather just fucking have them die on their own fucking words. But a lot of people were like, isn't it just ridiculous that they'd show someone decapitated and then go into that kind of music? And you're like,
whatever.
Are we all just not going to talk about any of it?
Yeah,
like that's just what happens, and they're proud to be fucking like revolutionaries, and you're gonna have fucking sympathy for Marie Antoinette,
who
the bitch that starved half a country,
so long ago too.
Yeah.
Jesus
Cope.
fuck. Yeah,
but
what
the same
hell?
people are really mad about there being trans people and people of color and anyone that isn't a traditional fucking body type in any of the series. You can watch like the whole opening. There's a lot of opportunities that they just don't give a shit about, and people are very flamboyant and they're themselves. I mean, it's the fucking city of love, so it makes a lot of sense that they kind of go out. Plus, they're like, we fucking accept anybody who gives a shit.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people really just like that. And I also don't think it's a lot of people anywhere else. I feel like it's a lot of America's issue.
Oh yeah, of course,
Yeah.
of course.
Because it's all like
Elon Musk
crazy
declared war
people.
on the woke mind virus.
Yeah, good for him.
He said woke mind virus unironically.
Yeah.
How?
Well, he said it unironically and as if it was a real disease.
Yeah. And that it killed his son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It killed his son died to the woke mind virus. What a fucking lunatic.
Yeah.
What a crazy fucking person.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
What a loser.
Yeah. What a
insane.
loser.
Insanity. I can't.
Yeah, people just real upset like the fucking devil worshippers. They're kissing boys and listening to rock music. And you're like,
we
bro,
are.
That's okay. If that's the hill you want to die on,
Yeah.
I'll let you die on it.
Yeah. Have fun with that.
How fucking archaic.
Son of a bitch. Oh my god. Aid asked, been loving all the games lately and have a question for Pepper. There's been some clear Destiny inspiration in Spelljammer when it comes to encounter design.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering if she had any advice when it came to making encounters with raid style mechanics.
That's an interesting question.
I like that. I wish I could recognize the Destiny mechanics, but I don't.
There's a lot of
I
like,
love that
games
people.
like that.
I love that people are though. That's cool.
I'm sorry, can you read it? Just like any advice?
Yeah. It's the question is basically if you had any advice when it came. So I have come to you being like, I love your encounters where you do raid mechanics.
Yeah.
What's your thought process about that? How do you go about doing that? Is it just because you think it's cool, or do you have like a system that you get into when you make those?
I think that for me personally, it is a strange thing to bring up. Primarily because I'm so new at it. There are a lot of things that I can either like look like I'm pretty proficient at or like I've done before.
Yeah.
But I think even in the ways that I implement it, I'm still in its infancy. Mm-hmm. So I think my biggest advice I can do is less is more. That if we look at like any Destiny raid or any kind of raid or anything that has a lot of really heavy mechanics, the game, like the stuff that the best way example is just you use an example, right? For Santiago's fight, we had one mechanic.
Yeah.
Right. The Destiny raid will have 12 or 13.
Yeah.
And it's easier because that load is shared across 7 people or 6 people, and they can understand what's going on, and they just kind of like everyone knows that's like they're going in to do the raid.
Yeah.
But D&D, they're going in to play the game.
Yeah.
And so the raid's not necessarily the point. You could kind of upscale in that kind of mechanic stuff if people know what you're kind of doing.
Yeah.
Like Jack's participating in a Destiny game, like RPG game.
That's cool.
So if you opt into it, I think it makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if you're just like going, I would love to implement these kind of ideas to people or to my group, less is more.
That's cool.
Pick 1 or 2, ease it in, and I think really look at the other places that have used raid mechanics and see how they try and like explain the mechanic without having to like sit down and then explain it. Because there's a lot of like intuitiveness that comes to certain mechanics. But then also don't be afraid to then go, hey, I want to try this thing. I need you to know what I'm trying to say, so we're speaking the same language. So don't be afraid to sit down with your players, because that's exactly what I did with Santiago.
Yeah.
I sat down and said, hey, this is the raid mechanic I want us to do today. And then I created some kind of randomness in it in some way. But don't be afraid
honestly,
to tell people.
It was pretty straightforward, that one. I know I think you were worried about it being complicated. Yeah. But we kind of got it pretty quick.
No, I think so too. I'm very happy with it. Every time I've done it, I've been very pleased with it. I don't think I've ever done it once that I was like, I wish I wouldn't have done it that way. Yeah. But I think that every time that I get up to that point, I'm always like, I should trim this. I clip a lot of it away. Yeah. To keep it pretty digestible. Not because I think my players would do it. I just don't think that's the purpose of an RPG necessarily.
Do you like doing raid mechanics because it creates because I didn't understand them at first when we first started playing. Like when you first started running games for me, I just haven't played a lot of video games that had raid mechanics in them. So I didn't really latch onto it. And then I kind of, the way that I made it make sense in my mind was like, oh, they're like global effects that are happening on the battlefield. Yeah. Do you enjoy it because it adds an extra set of challenge that isn't necessarily linked to a creature, but it's instead like, this is just another challenge you have to overcome in the battlefield?
Yeah, I think it makes combat more dynamic in ways that are different. Yeah. And I think that there's, I'm always a person that wants to push for more narrative inclusion. And putting a trap in a dungeon doesn't really serve any real purpose unless I have to like dress it up in some way. But like a wall crushing someone doesn't further some kind of narrative I'm trying to tell. No. It is a trap. But that's about all it is. And that's and but raid mechanics are largely just traps. Yeah. But in Destiny, they disguise them in like lore narrative ways. So not only do I want to add more intricacy to a combat, but just like I do with magic items and everything I do, I mean, you've done it a lot with skill trees and naming conventions. Yeah. Any opportunity I can have more lore spilled in a way that's just more understandable, the better. Yeah. I could have Santiago go on a spiel for fucking 40 minutes about his past. Or I can do this mechanic that I can guise as you going into parts of his past. And interacting in those aspects. And you get an idea of who he is while you still kick his ass. Yeah. So I think a lot of it's like, I want it to be a little bit more interactive. I want it to have more merit than just standing around and being on some guy. Yeah. And anything I can do that I can kind of reskin or rename or make it look more narrative way, that's something how I can, as the DM, can role play back with my players. Yeah.
That's really what I learned after, and I'm fine with it. I'm not like trying to like bum anybody out or anything like that, but that's how I felt after the game with Raish, where I was just like, I see how I could have done this better. Like, and that's good. I'm always learning, which is fine. And I'm happy with that episode and that game that we did. I think it was good. But like, I walked away from that being like, I could have told his story in a way that wasn't like all written down. It was very much like the show don't tell. I definitely told I was like, here, this is who he is.
Yeah.
It worked. It was fine. But when I think about it, it's like, it's exactly that. I'm like, oh, there could have been a way I could have done that.
Yeah.
And that's interesting. That's always like super fun and interactive that you can do with your players. And it's cool that you can use raid mechanics in a way that like further story rather than just being like a trap, right? I had another question because I genuinely just want to like pick your brain about it. But if it's too on the spot, just let me know.
No.
But like, do you think that traps in general like don't have really like a place, or do you just not like them within games?
I think you could. I just think that if I'm thinking about, I think maybe a trap was a bad example, but because I think traps do.
Sure.
I just think that when we're in combat, there are other like layer actions you can do that I think could be more flavorful. Yeah. I always think about the DMG talking about how dragons affect their environment, and how if they've lived there long enough, like it bleeds into everything, and then they get layer actions because of that. Yes, that's the aspect I want to fill in with every aspect I can. Is that something is large enough and crazy enough it can affect its surroundings. So, but I want that to tell a story in some way. Yeah, like I don't want the fucking guy just to have like skeleton arms that can reach out and do stuff. Like it's a cool visual, but I want there to be a reason of why they why are these skeletons behind them. Yeah, like why are they doing these kind of things? Like
you can have a dragon in a volcano, but a dragon in a volcano that can create spouts of magma that shoot up out of the ground, and then you find out it's because like the heart of the dragon was like born within this mountain, and it was like blessed, and the dragon isn't actually a dragon, it's actually like the manifestation of the mountain itself. So if in a way it's like calling itself home, that's fucking cool than just like a dragon in a mountain. And that gives so much more depth like to the monster that you're fighting. And what it also does is it opens the doorway for the players to do the exact same thing, where when they're doing their turns and their stuff, it's like, oh, I'm going to play into my character's past and why they're doing this, instead of just being like, oh, I attack, whatever.
I also think there's a lot of, I mean, anyone who's probably a relatively new DM or anyone that's just a DM that can fall into like a pitfall, I think fall into issues with like, I think Cursor Strahd's biggest problem, which is such a fucking small quibble for what a masterpiece that book is that Strahd shows up too much.
Oh yeah.
Which isn't a bad thing, because that's how the DM is supposed to interact with this NPC. Yeah. But I think it can be a huge pitfall for inexperienced players, because they'll be like, we'll kick his ass. Yeah. And you're like, that is a huge fucking problem. Because now as a DM, I have to tell them no, which is, again, that's a whole other conversation about a DM should allow that. Like, you should tell people no. But it creates a pitfall for the players who think they can achieve something because they can see it. Yeah. The DM has to then go, do I de-level them, then fuck this whole thing up? Do I then fucking kill them? Then that's way too much. Like, how do I parse that? Yeah. But I want Strahd to still show up and go, hey, I'm going to talk to you. We need to interact. I'm not just some horrible fucking beast. I'm verbal and intelligent. And you could do it the other way, where you could be like, Acer or the aspects of Strahd where he shows up and he's like an illusion. I think it's also kind of a cuck. Yeah. Because you're like, haha, the arrow goes to his face. You get to listen to me, fucking bitch. And then most times they'll just like, I leave. Yeah. You're like, there's just some rigidity there, I think. That I think that being able to find these other narrative devices using other things other than the actual creature helps me explain stuff. Yeah. So that when I present Santi, I don't have to go, when Santi, like I present Santi when I'm ready. Yeah. But the narrative of him doesn't stop. Yeah. So I can go like, I want Santi to explain this aspect for himself, but I can just have the world do that. So I don't put him out as like bait to get like wombo comboed on. Yeah. To like make it feel like I'm trying to, like, you never as the DM want to make it feel like I'm trying to get one over on you. Like, haha, you're stupid and I made you feel this way. It's like, well, no, I just wanted to enhance the story here. The Taco Bell's here.
It is.
Yeah. Why don't you go get it? Because I did that earlier. So like, I thought that, you know, you could.
That's fair.
But
half and half.
Yeah. I don't know if it's the gamer brain that I have or something, but there's a part of me as a DM that does like that rigidness sometimes. Not always. Because I think sometimes it's just me and the way that my brain works. If I'm too open, I'll feel lost in like an ocean of like, I have no idea what to do. And so I love when the pre-written is like, okay, the bad guy is here now. Yeah. And what I'd like to do with that is go, okay, I'm not going to not do this. Instead, I'll still do what I want to do with this. Yeah. So whenever and I've done it every time I've run Curse of Strahd, which is too many times, but it I don't know why it always works, but like, and I'm not trying to say it's like the best way to do it or anything, but you know, Strahd will show up and he'll like, I'll wait for the players to interact with them, see if they want to do it. Are they going to hide? Okay, if they hide, I want to make the goal here is to make him scary. So if they hide, he's going to try to hunt for them. Yeah. And then we did it in our live stream game where they hid from him, and then he Ira like threw like a rock and then he like casted a fireball
Yeah.
on it, and they were like, oh shit, like fireball would kill us, and then he leaves.
Yeah.
But in our other game that I ran one time, it's like, oh no, I'm gonna go like fight him, and so then we kind of go, and I'm like, all right, why don't we go into like a narrative mode here where he just like beats the fuck out of you, and like he doesn't kill the party or anything, but it's like a narrative. Spencer handed me a fire sauce that says "Marry Me" on it.
Oh,
that's very sweet. You're very cute.
What's your answer?
Yeah, all right.
Oh,
all right. Sure.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking congrats.
Thanks.
Congrats.
Yeah. There was a comment on our video the other day that said that this couple, referring to you and me, is just the same people but at different decibels.
Yeah.
And that was a great compliment, because if I can be compared to Spencer, that's awesome.
It's a win.
That's a very nice compliment.
I also think that, because to your point,
yeah,
I think that though Strahd does do the pitfall, I do think Strahd also does exactly what I was saying too, where the entirety of Barovia serves as his narrative backstory.
Yeah.
So like it doesn't matter when Strahd shows up because they
Yeah.
understand what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
So like Strahd necessarily isn't the one to do that, but he is the one that most often presents the pitfall.
Yes.
Which I think an experienced DM understands, and probably more, I would say, if you wanted to like if you're worried about that as a DM, reading a couple pages beforehand or like chapters before, like after, because then you know where he's going, helps a lot, because then you're not worried about the pitfall because you know what's supposed to happen.
It was really important to me when we ran our last Curse of Strahd game that Strahd was scary, because I've always had that problem that he's not, because he just shows up and the players just see him a whole lot.
Yeah.
You know, and that can make him not scary. So I tried really hard in our first game. I was like, all right, we're gonna start the game with the party getting teleported into a Barovia by the dark powers.
Yeah.
And they get teleported into Castle Ravenloft, and I'm going to turn this into a Resident Evil bit where he hunts them at level 1 in the castle. And the way that I did this in the Questonomicon too. It's like one of my favorite ways to just start like getting horror going in the game. There is also a random guy with them who is another adventurer. Strahd gets him first and kills him instantly, and I'm like, he does 100 damage to him and he's dead. And then everybody's like, oh my god! And I remember playing that, and I remember like. I remember Maddie was playing, and Maddie was like, I'm actually terrified right now. I was like, oh, do you want to pause? And she's like, no, it's fine. But I'm stressed out. And I was like, good. Yeah. I was like, that's what I wanted to do. And it was great, because then in any future interaction when Strahd showed up, it was like, ah! And that was fun. So there's so many different ways that you can definitely get like a narrative kind of going. But I think at the heart of both of those is it's like, you never want to pull one over on your players. You never want raid mechanics to be like, haha, fuck you, I hate you with this thing. No, it's like, no, this is to serve the narrative. This is a big, powerful creature. You guys know this. And that was what was cool, and I love that you did before we fought Santi, is you were like, everybody dies. People can die. Like, you had that speech where it's like you guys could die here. And it's like, that was cool. That was badass. It really set the tone. And I think that's important, and it's super fun. It's
very interesting, because we're going into potentially... I think it's still a couple of weeks of this director fight, because they're very different enemy. But I do think that like I don't remember what I called it, but like my DM war chant, I think that's my new thing. Like, I'm gonna be like, I'm playing with you guys, and now I'm playing against you guys. Yeah. And just because you guys can do all these crazy things, that's always been my like my mantra too. Is like, whatever I give you, I can do. Yeah. So if I ramp you really hard, that means the thing I'm gonna do is gonna be even larger. Yeah. So I want to make sure it's always like never a surprise. Yeah. I messaged this to Mia the other night, but I know Descend last week got really crazy. I got really monotonous with a lot of rules, but I appreciate you guys being patient with me. Oh no, it was a blast. I'm glad. Yeah, there was a lot of shit going on, especially with the speed calculating, which was just kind of confusing. But I appreciate you guys working with me. It worked easy. Out. It's a lot of fun. I appreciate it. Yeah. I'm so excited to be in the city. I'm really excited. Yeah. I keep telling Spencer, I'm like, the game is just gonna change in a really good way that I'm really hyped for. So yeah, no, she was talking to me about Caius having an apartment with Raish and like being like, cool. All right, Raish, we gotta go get a job. It's like, wait, he's gonna go work at McDonald's. He's like, just put the fries. He's like, I almost destroyed the city, and he's like, just put the fries in the bag, bro. It's like, oh, fuck.
If you want to live, you need a job.
Yeah, I was also like obviously non-canon. Like, we were just like, because I don't know.
Oh, it's not canon. He doesn't work at fucking McDonald's. Damn it.
We were just doing some non-canon like fun role play, like just for fun. Like, we were just sitting on the couch, and you were like, what is Rain gonna do? And I'm like, yeah, she comes over to your apartment. She's like, Caius, finally. Ew! What is that? What is that foul creature that you have in your... He's like on all fours. He's like, ah! And,
It's my dog.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
really
Your
does.
sister's with you too. Blythe. Blair is like, that's our dog. Our dog man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's. I'm excited. It's going to be a lot
It's
of
our
fun.
adopted puppy.
Yeah.
It's just your badness level.
Yeah.
It's really high for someone your size.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I loved one of my favorite moments from last game was when you as Noel Caius had Arlen and Raish and went dunk hit their hands together. That was so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you picked up Arlen and he was like, and you were like just like nodding at him.
I can't
so
talk.
funny.
Yeah.
I love that a lot. That was great.
It's wild to see those interactions now after seeing like the concept art of that.
Yeah.
Because it is fucking wild.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're getting to art soon. Hopefully like it's already out. We'll see, but we're getting
It's
art
wild.
too of everybody. We got Noel art.
I think it'll be out by next week.
I don't know. Sutaxi works pretty fast.
You
If
haven't
that's how you
gotten,
pronounce their name.
you haven't gotten any updates, have you?
That's what they did last time. They were like
And then
they
they're all
went
done
dark.
at
They
once.
went dark for a week, and then it was like all of it was done. And
Yeah.
I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
So they also have a website where I can see their progress, which is kind of cool.
Oh, that's
so
cool.
yeah,
They do such great stuff.
yeah. Oh my
Such
god,
great
yeah,
fucking pieces of work.
yeah, amazing.
Phenomenal.
So,
What time are we at?
yeah. What time are we at?
Time.
Time? Well,
Yeah.
see you guys in the bonus
Bye.
episode.